Pranav Guha Thakurta from Edu TV, the first education channel of today. We have got a very important guest with us, Mrs. Ramesh, Mrs. Anuradha Ramesh, Principal, NPS, Agara, Bangalore. She has got more than 30 years of experience in places like Delhi, Pune, and Bangalore. And we have our host is Ms. Sonika Agrawal. She is the regional head, Universal Business School, Karzat, Mumbai. And it's a wonderful institution. You can see the background. It's a green business school. And ma'am, best part with this Universal Business School is the students out there in the graduation and post-graduation, they start up a company. Okay. And they're doing very well. And it is mentored by roughly 100 CEOs. The founder is Mr. Tarundeep Anand. Ma'am, he was heading Thomson Reuters. Okay. Over to you, Sonika.
Thank you so much, Pranavji. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Sonika Agrawal from Universal Business School, and today I'm in conversation with Madam Anuradha Ramesh, who is the principal of National Public School, Bangalore. Ma'am, I'm looking forward to have a conversation with you today in understanding the changing pattern of the education system and the impacts in the society. So allow me to ask you a few questions.
Certainly, Sonika. I'm looking forward to your questions too.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So, ma'am, my first thing that comes to my mind, and I would like to understand your viewpoint on what are the factors these days which the parents are considering while choosing any graduation university for their kids. Does it goes with the degree, curriculum, or the faculty, infrastructure, location, or the placement? So, what according to you is the prime factor for any parent to consider?
Okay. So, when I interact with the parents, some of them, I feel, try to live their dreams through their children. So the trend is changing now because children are independent minded and they have a mind of their own. They have a choice of their career also. And I also find that children have shortlisted the universities and the schools and colleges where they want to study.
Yeah.
So they have a lot of discussion with their peer group. So they are very clear in what they want to do. And they have their own choice of universities. And I feel the universities which are popular, which have a name, would be their first choice.
Okay. So they go by the brand name.
The brand name, the popularity and all that, because it certainly makes a difference when they come out of the universities. To them. So even parents look at that. Even parents look at the brand names and they are trying to, they would actually want their children to study in very popular universities.
Absolutely. Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing your views on this. So now I'm making a shift to the introduction of NEP in CBSE. So what, according to you, this NEP is going to do in the coming years to make the students future ready and not focusing only on the theoretical aspects, but then the application? So how with this NEP, we are going to make the students ready for the global market and for a corporate ready?
With NEP, if it is implemented in the right way, then students will be better prepared because it focuses on the conceptual understanding. So there will be no choice for them but to understand and write, because they'll do away with rote learning. And I feel it will be a good challenge to the teachers as well.
Absolutely.
Because they need to do their research, they need to come prepared to the class, because students are extremely smart.
Yeah.
And they can easily judge. They can easily judge. They can be very, very critical in the classes as well.
Yeah.
And they're very well informed. So they are up to so many questions. So this is a very good challenge to the teachers as well as the students, is my feel. And it is good that NEP is brought into, force very effectively.
Yeah.
And it will certainly help the children to apply to universities outside. Because Indian students are very intelligent. They are hardworking. They should be given the right platform.
Yeah, absolutely.
To put forth their talents, to show their talents. And I'm sure with the NEP coming in, they will certainly be very well equipped.
Absolutely. Very well said, ma'am. I too believe that first, as an educator or a leader, that we should be well equipped so that we can impart the same to these
Absolutely.
students, and they are much more smarter than us.
Yes.
Ma'am, with this, now next question that comes to my mind is how we or the best of the schools like yours or the leaders like you, how are we ready in terms of infrastructure, or because everything is not technology driven, so how are we well equipped and ready for the new change in the education?
Actually, the pandemic has taught us many lessons. Pandemic has taught us many lessons in the sense we are more now tech savvy. Many teachers didn't know this, but thankfully for me, they adapted beautifully to the situation. We all put our heads together, learned what we had to, and now we are also very comfortable using technology. We've integrated AI beautifully into our system, and all the teachers here use it. But I'm not very sure if the other, the middle sector schools are so lucky in using it. Schools like ours, we are able to provide. When there was a pandemic, I was able to send in systems to my teachers' homes.
Oh, wow.
I supported them with systems, I supported them with internet, and the classes didn't take a break at all. It went on beautifully without any interruption. But I'm not very sure if everybody is so lucky and blessed to have these facilities. But still, nevertheless, there is no giving up. Whatever is the situation, we have to fight it out.
Yeah.
We have to fight it out. Yes, we have to fight it out. And I think we all came out. Most of the teachers everywhere, I think, have adapted themselves beautifully to the situation, learned technology, started conducting online classes, and now there is no looking back.
Absolutely, absolutely. In complete agreement. These front warriors have overnight learned, adopted, and delivered what was required during the pandemic. Absolutely, absolutely. Ma'am, also I would like to understand the role of internships. Now, when we talk about skill development or shifting from theoretical knowledge to the practical one, so do you also recommend all the schools to introduce internships to their students?
Yes, I think that will be a good thing that can happen if internships are given, because I introduce skill subjects in my school. We have skill subjects right from grade 6. And I was talking to, your chief also, the chief. So I was telling him that, I follow the 80-20 rule in my school. The teachers who specialize in any subject also handle a subject of their passion.
Oh.
So I have identified teachers who are good at handicrafts, and they handle the subject handicraft, skill subject. Similarly, I have teachers who are interested in healthcare, and I've given them that. I have a physiotherapist who's teaching them, so many things we are doing. That way, teachers stick to your school. You are allowing them to, pursue their passion.
Yeah.
And you are also allowing them to teach subject in which they specialize. So all this, I feel, helps.
Yeah, it does.
All these, I feel, helps. And when there is internship given to the children, it is a motivation to them, because they will be connected to the best of institutions and organizations. We have one of our students who is actually he's interested in computer science, but the way he projected himself and did a presentation, he got an internship for food and nutrition. He was thrilled, and he's pursuing that as well.
Yeah.
So, if we connect ourselves to universities and organizations which can offer internships, then there is nothing like it. I'll be the first person to grab it.
Wow, I mean, that's the quality of a true leader, I would say that, and really appreciate the contribution. And of course, life skills are something which is beyond career making, because that will give you a
Correct.
motivation and that will give you an encouragement to fight
Correct.
whatever that comes in front of you in the life.
Correct. Absolutely. And children actually are very observant, especially when they are in the lower classes. They are very observant. They observe you, they observe their parents, and whether you like it or not, they would have imbibed a few qualities.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's very, very
True.
important to give them the right direction.
Absolutely. And schools are making, they are not leaving any stones unturned to make that happen for kids, because that's the base or the foundation years for any student. And later on when they go in life, so I still remember my school days. I still have that value system, and whatever that I learned, I am so thankful to my school and my teachers, because I'm still living with that value. So
Yes, school days are the best days actually.
absolutely, absolutely.
Yes.
That goes without saying, absolutely. Ma'am, also, I would like to understand, with the emerging trends of new courses, new vocational courses, which has come up, and now again, there is again from regular medicine to engineering. Now we are seeing the interest level has been diverted to the other courses like designing and law and other things. So, which is the most catchy, or which is the most preferred courses for the students these days, apart from medicine and engineering?
Coding and data analytics.
Okay.
Coding and data analytics, because they are aware that data sciences and analytics is for the future.
Yeah.
And that will remain.
Yeah.
That will remain as a career. So children are preferring that, but there are some children who think differently also, who would want to take up something like entrepreneurship. There are a few who want to do that as well. So I feel these two are picking up.
Okay. Okay. And even these students are more interested in businesses as well, because
Yes.
it has always been, and now we see even more with these startups in India, and their
Yes.
encouragement by
Yes.
Rebel
And
PM.
they have very creative and unique ideas. So they should get the right platform to exhibit those, and encouragement also for them to pursue that.
Absolutely, absolutely, yeah. And ma'am, now students have not been there in the campus for 2 years.
Yes.
They've been connected only over a online, or there is no physical connection or connects. So, do you see that there is any lack in the learning area of the student, and if there has been any gaps by the schools in imparting those, or giving them that platform for the student?
There certainly is. There certainly is, but the learning gap, the percentage varies depending on which class they are. Actually, I feel as the children go to higher classes, self-learning is necessary for them. And now that is the in thing. So there is a facilitator. The teacher is only a facilitator who gives it direction and who guides them. Otherwise, most of it will be self-learning, more so when they go out. When they go out. So because of the online classes, there is certainly learning, there is a learning gap, and the hybrid version works for that.
Yeah.
The hybrid version works for that, because we are able to bridge. Once the children started coming to the school, we are able to bridge those gaps. Because we follow the hybrid version and we are able to work on them. So a right blend would probably help the children.
Yeah.
But physical presence, I feel, is a must.
Absolutely.
Nothing can replace that.
Nothing can replace that. Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. So, ma'am, what message would you like to give to them, those students who are passing out from 12th standard and now in the mode of searching for their graduation university?
Think differently. Make your decisions at the right time. because opportunities come to you only once and you must grab it. Don't look for shortcuts because nothing comes easy. For everything, there has to be hard work that goes into it, and cherish what you do.
Absolutely.
Cherish
That is
and enjoy what you do. Do whatever you do with passion and commitment.
Yeah, absolutely. And when career and passion comes together, and when they also have that space to pursue both, nothing can stop them.
Yes, nothing can stop them. Yes.
Yeah.
And I think they should start thinking differently. That is important.
Mhm.
Otherwise, they will never look at the other opportunities available.
Yeah. So, ma'am, do you think when we encourage them to think differently, do you think that Indian parents, I mean, with due respect to all the parents, and even I am a parent, so do you feel that parents are the hindrance wherein they stop their own kids to think or go out of the box?
Yes. Sometimes yes, but now the trend is changing because children are independent minded.
Right.
Children make their own decisions. They know what is good for them. They decide what they want to do. And it is not very easy to convince them. It is not very easy to convince them because they come to you with all facts and figures.
Yeah.
So to argue even with a child, you should know that much.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it is not possible. So I feel the trend is changing now, but still we have a long way to go.
Yeah.
Because parents still have that old school of thought. They don't accept changes very easily.
Yeah. All right, I think from that's all from my side, ma'am, and I really thankful to you that you spare some time to talk to us, and it was an absolute pleasure having you here and interacting with you. And it was very insightful thoughts and discussion that we had today. So thank you so much for your time, and also thankful to Edu TV for organizing this.